It is nearly quarter two of 2021. The year is already going so fast, and we've been through some really big energetic shifts. I do an annual look every year at the energetic themes for business, and there was a very distinct pattern and rhythm to the way that the year was going to roll. And this coming that pattern is holding, which means that as we move into quarter two, we're going to be moving into another round of growth. And the theme for this particular round of growth is focus to expand. And if I can best describe it visually, it is the contraction that focuses and concentrates so that expansion can naturally happen. That's the theme. Now, you're possibly going, oh, not more, I can't, I'm not sure I can cope with anymore, because it's just been so fast the last few years, and the last year in particular, it's just like it's been relentless. But the good news is that it's got a really easygoing feel to it. And the message that was really clear about this energetic theme is that by this energy that you focus means that the expansion becomes effortless. So it's going to be something that it's going to be a question of letting it go, letting it flow, not trying to control it. That is going to take up an awful lot of your energy. That's going to take up a lot of your resources, particularly your internal resources to manage. We don't want that. What we actually want is to release that. So the theme, so like the color that came with it, with this energy is very much sort of like, if you like, a buttermilk yellow. It's just gentle, soft, and easy, and that's what we want to be allowing and accepting in this coming quarter. We don't want and don't need to be doing the hustle, the hard work, and really pushing and forcing this. This isn't what focus means in this context. This means just bringing your attention to it, your attention and your intention to the energy, to allow it to naturally concentrate. And when it will reach a particular point, a critical mass, if you like, at which it will start to expand it. So it's not really a contraction, because we I suppose we have a relatively negative association with contraction. Not sure why, but I think we do, particularly in a business sense, contraction. But it's really concentration followed by an expansion. So in terms of what are you going to need for this coming quarter, the one thing that is obvious is that when you're expanding, you need to have a strong center. You need to have a strong core, because if you haven't got that, then it's very difficult to hold the expansion. You tend to become disconnected. That said, in order to go with the flow, there's going to be a process needed of unanchoring yourself, untethering yourself to what you expect for this quarter, for this year. Or what you expect your business to be, what you expect the way that you operate to be. You may have mapped out your year. You may have a distinct plan that you want to work through, and this coming quarter you may deviate from that. You may stick to it, you may deviate from it, but it's allowing yourself to go with what is needed and what naturally happens, rather than what you want to happen or you think ought to happen, and therefore you pull your energy away from the natural expansion that's going to happen and into and you derail it effectively. This is a massive departure for us, because we've been working on a logical level for so long. We're so used to working on a logical level that going with this natural flow is actually much harder than you would really like it to be, and much harder than you might think it is, to allow yourself to do it, because your mind is always going to start pitching in and saying, oh, no, you need to be doing, when actually the real theme of this coming quarter is that the only doing that we need to be doing is to focus that and then follow the trail. So it's about the action that we need to do to make whatever it is that is going to happen over the coming quarter happen, is not about pushing and pushing. It is about taking precise, focused action, and it is quality over quantity. You might only need to do a few small things to allow that expansion to happen, but it's being really focused on what it is. Now, from a business point of view, what does that mean for you in terms of how do you go with the energy to develop over the coming quarter? The main thing is that it's about picking something specific that you want to progress. Now, this is not a numbers thing. This isn't that, oh, you know what, I want to get this amount of money, or this number of clients, or this number of people signed up on that program or that course or whatever. It's not about numbers. It's about progressing an objective, progressing an area of development that you want. So, for example, if you wanted to start a podcast, then it would be about it's not about how many episodes you get nailed down this quarter. It's about getting it going and moving. That's your objective. Your objective is to have it up and running and moving and expanding. Or if you got some work that you need to do behind the scenes, it's about the overall objective, not the specifics. So don't focus in on the specific tasks that you need to do, but rather your objectives. And you want to pick one for this coming quarter that's head and shoulders above the others. It doesn't mean you're not going to do anything on those. It just means that there's one that you are going to focus your energy on, because what you want to do is really gather the energy together to make this happen. I'll explain more about that in a little bit. But to pick one thing that you want to progress this quarter that is going to make a big difference to how you feel in your business, how your business is operating, how your business is progressing. So it'll be something that may take you by surprise. If you really tap into your intuition and listen to what it is that is coming forward for this, then it may take you by surprise. You may go, but that wasn't on my list. That wasn't something I was planning on doing at this point in time. Doesn't matter. Just go with it. This is a time to really trust yourself, because the big theme, particularly in April, is about becoming the new. It is an opportunity to integrate what you've developed so far this year and in previous years, to integrate it, to implement it, and to become the new from it. So that's why it's such an important time to trust your intuition over your logic, and encourage your logic to be the response to your intuition. To go, well, so how do I make that work? That's where your precision of tasks is going to come in. When I say take precise, considered action to progress what it is that you want to do in this particular quarter, then that's where your logic can come and say, what's the one thing that I need to do here? And it really is, and I can't stress this enough, it's about quality over quantity. It's not about pushing. If it means that you do one thing and you do it really detailed, you put everything into it, it's not necessarily detail, but you put all your energy into it, and that's done. And the rest of the quarter, you feel the need to go off and do something completely different, perhaps even non-work related. That's fine. Now I know that's a tough idea to take on board, but that's where we're going with business, is that and that's what I mean, the natural expansion happens if we allow that, and we don't let our heads get in the way. Much easier said than done. So in terms of what I said about gathering the energy to do this, a task that you can do to set that in motion is to look at the things that you need in order to progress that particular development objective that you choose. Now, look at that from a point of view of physically, what do you need in your environment? What do you need in your day? What do you need in your routine? What do you need in your rhythm? What do you need from other people in terms of physically? And that might be, you actually need to get up and move. You need to integrate more exercise into your day, or you need to eat better. There's lots of things that it might be, but look at it in a very broad context in terms of your rhythm, your routine. What do you need in your physical environment and your body in order to allow you to do that naturally? Mentally, what do you need? Do you need a sense of order? Do you need to get other things in place or sorted out to give you the ability to focus and concentrate? Or do you need some clarity on what that development objective really means? There's lots of things, but I mean, allow yourself to go at it from 360 degrees. So there's mental, there's physical, there's emotional as well. So you may be feeling all over the place at them, and that would be entirely understandable. So if you feel the need to support yourself emotionally in a particular way, then that's something to consider. And then there's really at an energetic level, you know, what do you need at an energetic level to allow you to really focus energy? So this is a beginning this process by in terms of a mental analysis, if you like, of what it is that you need. And you can, you know, really allow yourself, if journaling is your thing, then journal with it. If it's just you just like to plant the seeds of these thoughts and then come back to them, then do that. Whatever works for you to sort of really feel into that, because once you start doing that, you've planted the seed of gathering the energy. And so what we're looking at doing is like really saying, okay, I've got all of this, what actions do I need in order to make that real? And then there's an intention that you need around the development objective, your intention for it. And that's one you really want to focus on and meditate on, journal on, visualize, lots of different pathways that you can take with this. You have what you need to resource it, then you have the intention for that development objective, and really you're then looking at saying, okay, I really want to focus in on that. I want to, you know, if you want to visualize what it's going to look like, that's one way of doing it. If you just want to feel the energy flowing into it, that's another way of doing it. So just allow that intention to bring the energy naturally. You're taking then precise actions to implement what you need to resource yourself. And as you feel into that intention and you focus and concentrate your energy on that intention, then you're looking at, what do I need to do? What is a natural action that follows from this? And there are two things. Because you may well focus in very extensively on what you need to do in order to make this happen, because that one's drilled into us really hard. There is another side to that. As you focus your intention on it, you've gathered the energy together, it's going to start drawing things towards you. Now, if you are not open and observing those things, and if you are not open to receiving them, because you're not observing them and you're not seeing them come towards you, then you're going to miss out on that natural expansion. So that's why it's so important to do quality over quantity, because we don't want you so focused in on what you need to do that you can't breathe and let go and see also what is coming towards you. So think about keeping it really short and to the point. You know, it might be one thing that you need to do to resource yourself mentally, one thing that you need to do emotionally, but keep it really simple, because the simpler you keep it, the easier this is going to be. We're moving into from a space of where we are dependent on external circumstances for things to go right, to creating those circumstances so that it goes right. So if we don't allow ourselves to move into that space of holding the energy and moving the energy and focusing ourselves on turning that energy into reality, I mean, obviously energy is reality, but what I mean is physical, manifest reality coming from our intention, then we're not going to progress as fast as we need to progress in order to keep track with the energy that is at our disposal at the moment. We have got to a point now where we can access this. So what you are going to be doing is really focusing in on your resourcing yourself, then focusing in on the intention, and then allowing yourself to take the actions that come from that. So that's why the theme is focus to expand. And it's going to, what we do in this quarter is going to lay the foundations of what we are able to do in the following quarter, because we are creating the possibility for what comes next. We are laying the energetic foundations for what is possible. And that is, we begin this journey of quarter two, moving into earth energy. And earth energy, as I've said before, is about it responds to what the situation, the circumstances, the environment makes possible. And the analogy I use is, if you take a square of bare earth and just let things happen, you could have one square of bare earth over here and one square of bare earth over there, and they could be separated by just a few centimeters, but what will come in one will be completely different to what will come in another, will naturally come into form. And that is because it is responding to what is possible in that particular place. So you are creating, in this quarter, you are creating what will be possible in the next quarter and the next quarter after that. It is a domino effect. Doesn't mean you can never course correct, but it does mean that, really importantly, we are laying the foundations for what we can do next. So giving yourself that freedom to listen to your intuition over listening to your head is going to be really important, a really valuable lesson and skill to develop over this coming quarter. So there you go. Focus to expand, really zone your energy in, draw that energy into you, allow it to come into a concentration so that you will then start to feel it naturally move and start to expand.